Final part, the police arrived within the hour. The house, once filled with quiet mourning, was now swarmed with officers, forensic investigators, and a crime scene unit that wasted no time cordoning off the well. Olivia and I stood on the porch, wrapped in blankets someone had given us, watching as our family's history was unearthed, literally. We had given them the journal. It felt like a betrayal, handing over Grandma's last words to strangers in uniforms. But there was no choice. The words inside had led us here, and now they would decide what happened next. One of the officers, Detective Mills, approached us, flipping through the journal with a careful expression. "We'll need to run tests, but from what you've told us, this could be Charlotte." "Could be?" Olivia asked, her voice raw from exhaustion. Mills sighed. "The body's been down there for over 60 years. Identifying her won't be easy." I tightened the blanket around myself, the weight of everything pressing down on me. "What happens now?" "We investigate," Mills said simply. "If this is Charlotte, we need to figure out what happened to her. There may not be anyone left who remembers her, but there might still be records, missing person reports, newspaper archives. If Margaret was responsible, we'll find out." The words hit me harder than I expected. If Margaret was responsible, we had found a body. We had read Grandma's confession, but I still didn't want to believe it. Mills must have noticed my hesitation because his expression softened. "Sometimes the past isn't as black and white as we think," he said. "Maybe your grandmother was telling the truth. Maybe it really was an accident. But if it was an accident, why had she buried her?" A week passed, then another. The investigation moved slowly, but Olivia and I stayed in town, waiting for answers. Then, one afternoon, we got a call. Mills asked us to come down to the station. When we arrived, he was waiting with a folder in front of him. "We found something," he said. He slid a newspaper clipping across the table. The headline read, "Local teen missing after disappearance in 1962. I held my breath as I read the article. Charlotte had been just 18, a girl with big dreams, last seen leaving a summer picnic. She had told her family she was going to meet a friend. She never came home. Mills said her parents searched for her for years, but there were no leads. Olivia whispered she was coming to meet Grandma. Mills nodded, and there's more. He opened the folder, revealing a second document, a coroner's report. Preliminary findings suggest she suffered a head injury before she died, a fall most likely. I exhaled sharply. An accident. She must have panicked, I murmured. She was young, scared. Instead of calling for help, she buried her. Olivia finished. It didn't make it right, it didn't make it okay, but it made sense. Grandma had spent her whole life carrying that secret, a guilt so heavy it had followed her to her grave. I looked at Olivia. "We should find Charlotte's family." She nodded. "They deserve to know." As we left the station, I thought about the house, the journal, the well. The truth had been buried for decades, and now, finally, it was free.